let's go to the Better Business Bureau and Nancy and find out how we can also make sure that we have a fraud-free new year. Nancy, good morning.
Good morning, and I hope you all had a great holiday break and spent some nice time with your families. I know we did here at the Better Business Bureau. You talk about resolutions and losing weight, exercising more, eating healthier. Those are always at the top of the list. And even people that appear to be fit and eating well, and they still have it on their list too. So that's a given. Now, what we'd like to suggest is five resolutions for a fraud-free new year. And the first one would be, I resolve to be cautious with email. And you'll see there's five here, but there's nothing new on the list. It's things that we keep talking about. So be very wary of unsolicited emails from a person or a company, because scammers can make them look like they're from a legitimate business, a government agency, a reputable organization, even the BBB. So don't click on links or open attachments in unsolicited emails. So I don't know about you, but during the holidays, it seemed like I had a real increase in email and text message. They appeared to be scammy anyway. I didn't respond to anything. I deleted them, and I hope everybody else did too.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Exactly right. And I'm going to tell you one, Nancy, because even with the fact that I never open these things, I was in a Facebook group that is a group that I am a member of, and it purported to show. This just happened yesterday. It purported to show what went down in the parking lot, which was one of our news stories on Stafford Street with this individual who was trying to carjack a car. And I said, "Oh, I'm gonna click on that and watch this, what I thought was going to be a news report." And luckily, I saw beneath it that like three or four people had written, "Do not click on this. This is it. It doesn't show anything. He's just trying to get you to go to his website." And it was just a reminder that, man, you really do have to be ever vigilant.
Right. We call that clickbait. And I haven't really heard of it for local events and things, but generally if something big happens, then you'll see it and people say, "Oh, see Michael Jackson in his last days." It's like, oh, people can't help it. They click on it to see, and it's not what they tell you,
right.
and you're in trouble. So,
Yeah.
But this local angle is something that we haven't seen, so thank you for bringing that up. And that maybe wasn't a scam, but it wasn't on the up and up.
Right, exactly.
So people do get into these groups and then try to sell their own, they've got their own message they're trying to get out there, which is not consistent with the group. And the groups tend to really push back at this too. So that's great.
Yeah.
So here's number 2. I resolve to never send money to strangers. Well, that's an easy one, isn't it? It's like, I might even resolve not to send money to people I know. So, but if you haven't met someone face to face, don't send them money. This is especially true if they're asking for you to transfer funds with like a prepaid debit card or some other untraceable method. This is a huge red flag. Don't do it. They'll try to trick you by making you panic. Something's going to expire. Something's going to, they make up these stories to trick you, but don't fall for it. Think it through.
Yeah, absolutely. Two good ones. Be cautious with the email. Don't send money to strangers.
Don't send money to
We're
strangers.
doing the top 5 here.
Yeah. So number 3, I resolve to do research before making online payments and purchases. By far, the biggest scam category that is reported to BBB, and I think to the FTC, I think our data is very consistent. It's online purchase scams. So They've got you online. You've got a payment method right there, and you want something, and it's all queued up. So do your research. Make sure that this is really a business. Um, that it's not. Is it somebody that I trust? And do they have a customer service number? So is the only way to reach these people, online? So if there's no other, like a physical address or a phone number to call them if things go wrong, then I don't think you want to deal with them. So you can also check with BBB or just online with a search to see if there have been any complaints about that company. So we get a lot of people that reach out to us and say, what do you know about this website? Is this on the up and up? And a lot of times we can't really say the thing is maybe based in China, which doesn't necessarily mean it's bad, but it's certainly, if things go wrong, it's going to be hard for you to make them right.
Yeah, that's for sure. All right, we've gone through the top three. As we start this new year, what else do we have to look out for?
All right, number 4. I resolve to use my best judgment when sharing my personal information. So this is something that, I can't remind people enough of. We share sensitive information with scammers all the time. So say you pay with a credit card online on a scam site. You say, well, I've got protection on my credit card. If I don't get the item, then I don't have to pay. No, but they do have your credit card information. So before you are able to get a new card, shut that down, they may have used it in an identity theft kind of way. So never share your financial information, your birth date, your address, your social security number, your Medicare number. Medicare numbers are like gold to scammers because they can bill all kinds of things to your number. And then when you really need a service, you find out, oh, there's a problem. Oh, that's because of all these other things that have been billed. So be very cautious with sharing your information.
Absolutely. That is the one that you warn us about over and over again. They're just pretty good at getting us, even though we know that and it's ingrained in us. They're pretty good at tricking us. That brings us to number 5.
Number 5 takes us right back to the beginning where you started talking about social media. I resolved to be social media smart. So make use of the privacy settings on your social media accounts and only connect with people you actually know. So that's tough for you and me because a lot of people want to connect with us that we don't really know that well. But if they're local, then I figure it's okay. But be careful when you include personal information in your profile. So if you're telling people where you live, what your anniversary is, that you're going to Timbuktu for 2 weeks on vacation, this is information that is out there and can be used against you. And these fun quizzes, I see them all the time. It's like they're asking you what your favorite teacher was, your first car. I saw something just yesterday where they were asking where you're from and what that place is famous for. And then a lot of people are answering it, and then somebody says, hey, this is just another one of these stupid things where scammers are trying to get your personal information so they can guess your secret questions. So don't give out that information, and be very, very careful when you're buying products that you see on social media.
Absolutely. Nancy Cahalen, President CEO, Better Business Bureau, serving Central and Western Massachusetts and Northeastern Connecticut. Thanks for getting our new year off to a good start.
My pleasure. Stay safe.